This was not only the ruse of the century, but this was the work of the century. I'm absolutely stunned Jade Cargill lost. I'm about to go on the biggest rant that I have been on in quite some time. What is up, wrestling fans? I'm Ben Allison here at Wrestling Republic, and I have analysed last night's WWE SummerSlam. I loved last night's WWE SummerSlam, and I am hyped to talk about last night's WWE SummerSlam. So without further ado, let's get into it. In at number 5, I am absolutely stunned that Jade Cargill lost to Tiffany Stratton cleanly. I thought it was almost a foregone conclusion that Jade Cargill was going to win, but there was a little part of me which thought maybe Tiffany Stratton could win by heelish tactics and go for full-blown heel once again, which is in my opinion a role which she plays better than a babyface. But no, she won cleanly. And I presume what is happening here is WWE want Jade Cargill to be involved in the Naomi and Bianca Belair storyline when it happens. So I reckon they're probably going to be doing a draft around September, and therefore Jade Cargill is obviously going to have to switch rosters, and she can't switch rosters if she is champion. So I understand why they did it now, but I'm just kind of confused about why they did this match if she was going to lose cleanly. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's made Tiffany Stratton look really, really good. A huge win for her. But in recent times, I mean, her title reign just hasn't been booked that well, in my opinion. It's had some serious ups, don't get me wrong, but a lot of mares and a lot of downs. And it's nothing really on Tiffany Stratton, it's mainly just been the booking of it. But I thought it was really time for a new champion over on SmackDown. But the real big positive coming out of this is I think it is clear that there are big plans for both Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill moving forward. In at number 4, Jelly Roll will go down as a celebrity doing wrestling right. I don't know if he was quite as good as Bad Bunny was, but they wrestled very, very different styles, so it's difficult to compare, but he did look seriously impressive. When done right, celebrity wrestling should do two things. The first one, obviously, bring more eyes to the product. That is the entire point of these crossovers, to overlap fan bases and to bring more eyes to WWE. But secondly, it should not take away from the show. It should not take away from you suspending your disbelief, and it should look convincing and realistic, and this did that. And thankfully, over the past few years, we have seen several examples of really good celebrity wrestling compared to all the rubbish celebrity wrestling we saw in kind of the decade or so before that. So a huge well done to Jelly Roll, and also well done to Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and I hate to say it, but Logan Paul for making him look good in the ring as well. In at number 3, I'm really glad that WWE pulled the trigger and gave Charlotte and Alexa Bliss the Tag Team Championships. Full honesty, from a storyline perspective for the Judgment Day, I was kind of hoping for their sake that they retain the tag team gold, because let's face it, the Judgment Day has lost a lot of steam, and I think it is important for them to look good at the minute. However, sometimes there's just magic in wrestling. Sometimes something gets hot. The fire is burning, and that is what we have seen with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair as a tag team, and it was too good of an opportunity to waste. So I do think WWE made the correct decision putting the tag team titles on them. And I liked that tease of Alexa accidentally connecting with Charlotte, and then Charlotte just looking for a second like she was going to turn on Alexa. It was brilliant camera work on a night which did have quite a few bad moments in terms of camera work, but in the end they got on the same page and they won. I'd honestly keep the tag team titles on these two for as long as they can until fans start to lose interest, and then pull the trigger on the split. Because I do think if done right, if executed perfectly, they could drag this title reign all the way to the Royal Rumble, and then you could have this result in Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania. Before we get into the top 2 key findings, please do me a massive favor and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below about your thoughts. I always love reading them. In at number 2, Seth Rollins did not only have the ruse of the century, but it was also the work of the century. He worked everyone, including some of WWE's own medical team if the injury really was fake. I mean, this is unprecedented. Now, I've heard some people tell me that the injury at Saturday night's main event was legit, but it wasn't as serious as they made it seem. Meanwhile, others are claiming it was a work all along. I don't really care, because regardless, this was a shock, and WWE executed this so perfectly. This cash-in is going to be remembered for a long time. It's going to go down in the top 5, maybe top 3 cash-ins of all time. And the craziest part is, this was exactly 10 years since Seth Rollins' first cash-in. My only complaint, if I have to have one, is Seth Rollins promised that CM Punk would not become world champion as long as he is breathing. So why didn't he cash in during the match to stop Punk from winning? But hey, that's such a minor thing, right? And in at number 1, I am so annoyed that some dirt sheets tried to spoil the fact that Seth Rollins' injury was a work, that he was going to be cashing in at SummerSlam. And it was only a couple of them, but what is the point? What does that achieve? You are spoiling things for fans who are trying to avoid spoilers, and I know they all love this excuse, oh, it's behind a paywall, you can just avoid things if you don't want to. You know that is a bald-faced lie. In the days of social media, things are going to get out. In movie media, do you see the top journalists spoiling major plot points in a movie? No, you don't. Why don't you? Because they would be blacklisted from the industry immediately. And WWE should do the exact same thing to some of these dirt sheets who are spoiling some of these big moments. They don't all do it. There's some good ones, right? There's some ones who do avoid the big spoilers and all of that. But there are some people, like they did with this, who just try and spoil it. It's pointless. It doesn't achieve anything, and it hurts fans' enjoyments. They should be ashamed of themselves. And don't get me wrong, on a personal level, I have respect for some of these guys, but even still, I don't get it, and it is why that here at Wrestling Republic, we never ever cover dirt sheet spoilers or anything like that. It takes the fun out of wrestling, and WWE and All Elite Wrestling should be doing more to prevent it from happening. Ban them from covering the shows, ban them from even going into the arenas to watch as a fan, then see if they continue reporting it. I bet they won't. But now I've got that little rant out of the way, let's get into the thoughts which you guys have submitted to us via the Wrestling Republic broadcast channel. First up, Bessa Philippe says the highs were the opening match, Logan Paul stealing the show again, some big praise there, the main event and the cash-in, but the lows were Stratton versus Cargill. Personally, I enjoyed that match, it just didn't really get enough time, and Cross versus Zayn. I do think it could be curtains for Karrion Kross in WWE at this point. The Real Zom 2 says Seth Rollins' cash-in was good, but it was really sad because CM Punk deserved that title win. Excited to see when he eventually wins it. Exactly, now fans want to see that even more. It's not free time, it's G time. It says it was a great pay-per-view, but his lows were the ramp and the stage, to be honest. I mean, fair enough. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really expecting anything special. In fact, I expected them to be a little bit more lazy than this. But even still, for a 2-night SummerSlam, I do agree it probably should look a little bit better. Jose99 says the highs were the opening tag match, the women's tag team match, the main event, and the lows were sponsor overload. What is new there? Sammy insta-heels, and why was Cardi B there? I really don't know why Cardi B was there. She didn't do anything, did she? Maybe there's an angle planned for tonight or something? I don't know. And last but certainly not least, Mark YP98 says, I enjoyed everything. Seth Rollins cashing in was epic, but Jade Cargill deserves to be women's champion. She should have won. I agree, it kinda sucks, but I do think they have big plans for Jade Cargill long term, and it was a huge win for Tiffany Stratton. But that brings us to the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and comment your thoughts down below. And I will see you tomorrow to talk more SummerSlam. Also, tune into Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast on the Wrestling Republic YouTube channel tonight at 8 PM UK, 3 PM Eastern, 12 PM Pacific. And we will be reading out live comments throughout. Shout out to all of you. Peace.